Hello, this is Nate,
And Gianna.
and we're organizing the celebration transformation. It's going to happen in less than 2 weeks. If you are interested in watching this video and you still haven't signed up, then please get at us at transformationcelebration@gmail.com. If you're already signed up, then this is going to be just a quick little video to highlight some of the optional workshops and modalities that we have featured on a Monday. So anybody that can stick around for Monday, we'd really encourage it because there's so many awesome options that are lined up for the schedule for Monday. I know a lot of times people got work and they got to get back. You know, a lot of times some people just make it for the Saturday, Sunday. But it's well worth it if you can arrange your schedule to be there for the Monday. There's all these different options, plus those Monday nights after the conference are always epic.
Laura Eisenhower and Dr. Dream are going to be offering private healing sessions, which is an amazing opportunity, especially with the male-female combined energy. I know from personal experience that allows us to access the highest consciousness and energy available. They offer sessions relating to spiritual, emotional, or physical issues. They use multiple modalities, including but not limited to astrology, tarot, clairvoyance, the use of essential oils, rife frequencies, sound and vibration, talk therapy, flower and gem essences, color therapy, crystals, bioenergetic activation, and multidimensional energy work, just to name a few. Also on July 1st, our dear friend Victoria Liljenquist is going to be offering private sessions as well to a limited handful of people between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. She's a visionary healer, clinical therapist, and clairaudient, and she's going to be offering these sessions for intuitive consultations, healing sessions, and connecting with your angelic and star family, as well as cellular regeneration on the subconscious level. Victoria is truly, she's an angel on earth, and if you can book a session with her, I'm sure it will be life-changing. So James's brother Jay Gilliland is going to be here, and he offers a powerful modality in group session called holotropic breathwork. Holotropic breathwork was pioneered by Stan Groff. It's a very highly effective way of clearing multiple levels of the energy field, any trauma from this life or past lives, in a very supportive and exhilarating environment.
All throughout the schedule of the weekend, we're going to be having Kaleidoscope Community Yoga with Lo Nathan Mundy. Now, this is a very dynamic group form of yoga, forming large mandalas out of the structures that we create collectively. Very excited about this. On Monday, we're going to get a chance to delve a little bit more deeply into Kaleidoscope Community Yoga. The song in the background is an instrumental entitled Nada Brahma off of Anahata Sacred Sound Current's first album, Pillars of Creation, subtitled Sound Guided Meditations for Healing and Transformation. And Anahata Sacred Sound Current is also going to be participating and bringing in the vibes and mix of music Saturday night. So that's about it for the announcements. Again, thanks to anybody who's tuning in to this little media cast. And so then what follows is going to be some short snippets of conversation that we got to have with 3 other presenters that have workshops on Monday. I got the chance to catch up with John Kelly, who's renowned in the field of reverse speech analysis and the application of voice-based disclosure technology for revealing UFO secrets. He's also well-versed in the art of night vision, UFO energy, and orb videography. And he spoke with us about his workshop featuring the new Invader night vision camera.
The workshop part of it will be just, sort of introduction to, basic setup and operations of this equipment, and we could walk through the Invader that I have here. And then we could do the iGen. I could borrow James's scope for the workshop, and then we could do the pulsar. So I could demo 3 different models. And the idea is, again, is for people who are interested in getting into the market. They don't know how to get started. They don't want to get fleeced or mortgage their house or whatever. And this is a way to find out about access to this stuff without a huge overhead, and as well, the other part of it is how to cultivate a winning how to cultivate a cosmic attitude that will help you to win friends in high places.
The attitude to pursuing this art or or hobby or investigation or whatever it is for each individual.
To facilitate the unfolding of phenomena when you've got your equipment turned on. We're all standing around, we're all dressed up and ready to go, but we don't have anywhere to go. So the flip side is you have to have you have to have contact energy happening for, that dynamic. And that's the other side of this, is that people have dreams and lucid visions and all this type of stuff involving the ETs. And that's part of, the night before they have a vision, and then that afternoon they have a sighting. That's the flow. So getting into the flow where you become an active participant is the other dimension, not just having some equipment, but having the mind that is, facile and is engaging with the higher consciousnesses that are making the stuff happen.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that's a good point, John. I know the way you are, and that you're a deeply spiritual man with a long history of following your path. But it's cool and heartening to know for some people that might just be first hearing about it, like, what is this? This is like really a totally technical sort of, just nuts and bolts sort of thing. It's good to know that, there's that holistic aspect that's woven into it.
Yeah, these are tools for facilitation, and if someone wants to buy equipment, it represents their commitment to getting involved and to learning and growing and developing in this area. And I think it's important to understand that the barrier to entry doesn't have to be so high or prohibitively high. That really we're talking about something that everybody has potential to access and engage with, and it's something that is healthy and progressive for us to participate in. So this is a low risk opportunity for people to spend some time with somebody who's been active in this area and has some demonstrated successes and knows about different types of equipment and can provision that for people who want to take the plunge and get started on their own path with this kind of activity. I'm somebody, I think it's the old Gillette razor company ad where the CEO says, I like the product so much, I bought the company. Well, I didn't have a budget to buy the whole company, but I got involved in the sports optics business because of my enthusiasm for night vision skywatching and all the great recordings that I had seen from my peers and colleagues on the internet, and James's extensive catalog and experiences. I thought this was a real profound opportunity of our times, the proliferation of accessible equipment where individuals didn't require institutional support to participate. They could become their own observers and engage on a one-to-one basis with the phenomena themselves. I became very enthusiastic about this, about the simplicity of it and the accessibility of equipment and access to the phenomena. So this is what inspired me, and for me, the equipment is part of a larger curriculum focused on inner development, consciousness development, healing, integration, all these other facets that I've been involved in for years. This is a window or an entry point into these other dimensions of experience. It's not uncommon for people who are having frequent UFO encounters to report that there are interdimensional components to those encounters that have to do with dreams and visions, insights, telepathy, other kinds of phenomena of higher consciousness. And so with that understanding, when we talk about the occult, that term generally means that which is hidden. And night vision allows us to see in spectra of light that are not normally visible to us. In other words, we are seeing into the hidden worlds. And the symbol or the archetype of that, of course, is natural clairvoyance. So we are using these instruments to remind ourselves of our own intuitive abilities, and through utilizing them on a regular basis, we will find that there will be parallels in our inner development, that we will become more visionary, more lucid dreamers, more telepathic, and particularly we will find that we are communicating on those levels with ET intelligences, or the intelligence operating the quote-unquote spaceships that we're observing.
Very cool. John, you probably have more experience than anyone recording at the ranch. I mean, maybe aside from James, you've been visiting and recording at the ranch for what? Like over a decade now?
I've been visiting the ranch since the late 1990s, and I got active in recording there by the end of the last decade. And the ranch as a facility was a great inspiration for me because there were so many powerful dynamics on so many different levels that had to do with communion with nature, that had to do with how the natural environment is speaking to us if only we become awakened to it, through symbolic communications, through pictures forming in clouds and animal interactions, so many different levels of interaction. And so, the ranch is this marvelous resource, and I felt strongly, having visited sometimes at the end of the last millennium, that I needed to, start to acquire some equipment so that I could produce something of substance in terms of documentation that people who may not have been able to come to the property would be able to participate, at least by watching video and studying reports, that they could receive some of the benefit. In other words, no matter where they were. And that's really what inspired me. It took several years for me to acquire the resources to bring my equipment together. I have the Ghost Hunters camera from people who are familiar with television. I think History Channel or Sci-Fi's Ghost Hunters uses the black and white night vision from the Panasonic DVC-30s, and I've been using that camera on site. So it's a broadcast grade camera used in television production. I've been taping the UFOs and other phenomena at the Isetti Ranch with that high grade camera. And as well, I use a scope called the Pulsar Recon X550, which is a very high sensitivity night vision monocular. It's a digital monocular, but it's the equivalent basically of a celestial observatory that fits in the palm of your hand. You can watch all kinds of deep space objects with great clarity, as well as local phenomena on the mountain or in the forest surrounding the Field of Dreams. It's really a very superb piece of equipment that is also fit for international travel. People traveling in and out of the United States can freely cross borders with that piece of equipment with no hassles. It's sporting equipment. It's sports optics. So this idea that we could stay in the digital world and be in compliance with all kinds of different standards and enjoy travel and enjoy access to these other dimensions and share that with our friends. All of these things appealed to me. Some of my most exciting experiences and some of the most meaningful friendship building experiences or team building experiences I've had have involved this kind of sky watching and participation.
Yeah, super fun, very cool. And so basically, this year, we're gonna have more night vision goggles or monocles or night vision technology at the ranch for our summer gathering than ever before, basically, right? Because you're bringing a grip of them.
I'm going to be bringing an inventory of different systems. I'll be bringing Firefields Envader entry-level night vision for people who want to get started. It's a super pocket-sized portable night vision with push-button digital zoom controls. It's highly habit-forming and fits in my cargo shorts pockets. It's something you can pack and forget. It's really lightweight and easy to use. It's a lot of fun and a great entry-level scope. So we'll be going through all the operations and how to use that piece of equipment during my workshop. I'll be bringing my Pulsar Recon X550, which is a superb celestial observation scope as well, and we'll go through all the operations and setup of that piece of equipment. We'll be taking a look at the iGen 2020, which is another popular digital scope. Maybe we'll have a Yukon Ranger on hand as well to study. And so we'll have a variety of systems that people will have a chance to explore hands-on and learn about basic operations and setup to get a sense of what it might involve if they wanted to, start their own journeys once they go back to their home locations and go on other trips around the country through the summer and fall seasons. They might want to have a piece of night vision equipment with them, and this workshop that I'll be leading will help them to get an understanding, a hands-on understanding of what that could involve.
Awesome. Okay, and so the workshop is like a $20 donation, and how accessible is this night vision? I mean, what sort of range is the price point for people to get into one of these entry-level ones?
Well, the entry-level scopes are less than $200 each. And so this is something that, when you're on vacation, if you can double your fun quotient for, $180, it's kind of a no-brainer. This could be a solution for that. But the good news is this: if there is going to be a prize draw at the workshop, we'll have a giveaway as well, a door prize, so to speak, and we'll give away one of these Envader scopes to a lucky winner. So somebody's going to walk away from that workshop with a brand new Envader night vision scope with digital zoom, with all these different modes of operation and user adjustable frame rates. Really cool technology in a small package that fits in a pocket size. And that's very exciting. I'm hoping that people will get excited about the opportunity and see for themselves. I think it's, one of the things that the ranch is all about is direct experience, cultivating our own inner sensing and having our own encounters. This is a part of that, and I'm hoping that people will, through their participation, will accelerate along that path.
Awesome, fantastic, John. We're really looking forward to having you out again, man, and all the different experiences and magic that we're going to be delving into.
Definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of positive energy ramping up that's going to unfold when we're together again, and I'm very excited to be with you and the team at the ranch.
I had the awesome opportunity to catch up with Itasha. She's going to be doing a workshop on Monday on how to deepen our connection with fifth dimensional on up divine beings and how to create a sacred space. Hi, so my name is Jana. I'm one of the main administrators at the Gilliland estate, previously known as Isetti Ranch. And today I'm talking to Itasha, also known as Tashina, who was born a sensitive and a clairvoyant that's had many teachings since she's been born. She's had full memory of our connection to Source, to our greater place in the galaxy, and also the greater family of humanity, which we here at the ranch have had many experiences with. So, Tashina, are you there?
I am here, Jenna.
Yeah, so we're honored and very excited for you to be joining us this year at what we're calling the Transformation Celebration, which is a gathering of friends and family from around the world, essentially, on these different topics, everything from free energy to the Native American traditions and contact experiences, as well as philosophy. So you're a healer and a teacher, and I understand since you were a child, you've had many experiences that I can relate to as well, and that, a lot of the women right now are being called to come forward and to speak, because I feel also that the women are leading the way into this transition. So you're going to be speaking here at the ranch, and I'm really excited because you're going to be holding a very specific workshop on the Monday, and I was hoping that you could share with us some of the details of what you wanted to share in that time.
Thank you, Jenna. It is a joy to be here and to share. The workshop on Monday will be on how to establish a sacred site to interact with fifth dimensional and higher divine beings. This is needed because there's a procedure to come into communication in person on a mutual diplomatic spiritual basis, and this is required a special spiritual preparation on behalf of the energies involved. So that is what I will cover in my workshop, is how to do this, because it is very spiritual and it has, as you say, to be done in a gracious way.
Yes, and that connection as far as spirit and the higher realms and some of the craft that we're seeing in the Pacific Northwest over Mount Adams and Shasta that have been known for a very long time is that there is a dynamic behind it that oftentimes is not connected in the media, the greater media of these craft over our Earth, which is becoming more visible in most cities, and especially in the quiet places of nature. So I feel that this is a great tool for people that are ready to engage these energies on the next level, because it is unfolding and it's an exciting time. But like many things, we need tools, techniques, and the love in our hearts to welcome in this experience. So we look forward to everyone gathering here at this beautiful sacred site and making it an awesome time. It's 2013. I feel that we're breaking through the other side of a lot of collective fear, and we're ready to embrace our true nature and our highest potential. With a lot of us have family in the other realms, and we are ready to reunite and to bravely step forward into the new time, which the Earth is also ready for. So I am very grateful for your presence here on Earth, to be a way shower and to come forward and to speak. So thank you again.
It is a pleasure. Thank you, Jenna. Namaste.
Blessings.
So we got the chance to talk to our friend Spencer Barclay, who is, while neither an expert or guru, a guy who has spent years independently studying law, contract, linguistics, definitions, orthography, various threads of commercial redemption, or practical applications of sovereignty. And while he does not offer legal advice, he's come to his own conclusions about the nature of conflict and how to resolve and achieve remedy, stay in honor, be at peace, not only through our actions, but through our perception as well. So Spence, man, it's time to catch up. Like, tell us a little bit more about what's going on, what you have on the lineup for your presentation at the conference, and you also have some time set aside to do follow-up Q&A and a bit of workshop on Monday. So what's going on with that too?
Yeah, during the session, it's just a little short of an hour, and on the topics of maybe touch a little bit on the concept of sovereignty. I'm kind of getting a little gun shy on that term, but maybe self-sufficiency and people kind of breaking free from some paradigms and some conditioning that they've had on being self-sufficient, and having some of those concepts apply in their day-to-day lives, and that they extend all the way out into the realms of politics, and what's going on even nationally and internationally. I think people are maybe kind of conditioned to look at things in a certain viewpoint, and so it's going to be a lot less nuts and bolts aspect of things like due process and the legalities of things. A lot less of that, and more of an overview. And then on a workshop on Monday that's where we'll get into the nuts and bolts aspect of it, and hands-on application and understanding some of the details.
Okay, and so and now do you got like some exercises or some drills or some games of some sort that are educational that are planned for the workshop?
Yeah. Some overview on details, some setup, and then to say games here and now is might be a little bit out of context, but that's kind of how it'll go into, is just some hypothetical conversational scenarios to give some color to the overview.
Give some context to the people watching, but maybe even give the people watching the chance to participate and jump in and, explore their understanding of using some of these tools and concepts that are going to be explored.
Right. Sometimes there's a difficulty in going between a general and generic explanation to going over an actual real life scenario. And so I'll bridge the gap between the two and actually spend time on both. And
Cool.
so and so some of that'll be prearranged, and some of it I'll just extract from the folks that are there. Hey, what is a scenario that you've handled or that you've been involved in that didn't go your way? Let's revisit that and see how to put it on the track and the trajectory that you want it to go on. So a tool set through examples. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I think I've been missing in terms of what I've put out there is I've always engaged in the nuts and bolts aspect of hands-on approach to resolving specific issues. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna skip over that almost entirely, and I'm just gonna talk on what it takes and about the topic of being self-sufficient as opposed to being under control. You know, where is that line? What does it take to be self-sufficient and maybe to undo some of the conditioning and shine some lights on some of the conditioning that we've been exposed to the point where most folks don't even see it in terms of them being under control. One of the urban legends, I don't know what else to say, is that when people think of either handling their own legal affairs, which is just your own administration of however you want to handle life, it's been sold to us as a bill of goods that it's way too difficult for ourselves to handle, and that you got to go hire a good attorney, and that's summed up in that generally known phrase: he who has himself for an attorney has a fool for a client. And that is such a common view and perspective that it keeps people from being able to approach the situation. So if you're always told that it's too much, you got to go have somebody else do it for you, pretty soon people adopt that opinion as their own. Mm-hmm. Without knowing why. And so that's something that I guess I'm going to bring in terms of the overview is, well, hey, let's take a look at that. Why, if it's so difficult, why are there hundreds of thousands of attorneys in this country?
And you were talking about the other day, you were making an analogy about football.
I've been asking some folks about how long it takes if you don't know the sport of football. How long does it take to understand it and appreciate the game as you're watching it? And so you might be able to learn a few of the rules as they unfold when you're watching a game. But how long does it take to understand the sport, the rules, the culture, the teams, the players, and a little bit of history? And the consensus that I'm getting is it takes about 18 months, about a year and a half. Because in that time, it's not continuous. It's not 8-hour, 10-hour, 12-hour days of study. It's just sort of take in a little bit as it fits into your day and your routine. And that is about the same amount of time as it takes to get your mind around being able to handle your own legal affairs. It takes about the same amount of time as it does to learn football. And so how unapproachable is football to learn for most people? It's not daunting at all, and so to have some of that mythology stripped away and have someone tell you, hey, look, it takes the same amount of time as football. So now how difficult is it? Now how tough is this to approach? And so I'd say, well, I don't know. Instead of saying it is or it isn't, I would say it's about as difficult as learning football.
Just where are your priorities?
Right. Yeah, that's another way to look at it too.
Yeah. We look forward to seeing you here real soon at the upcoming Transformation Celebration. Peace and blessings.